celebrating Christ the King and the reign of Christ Sunday, we are invited by these readings to focus on two things. First, the nature of kingly power, and secondly, our responsibility as pilgrims of hope. In Jeremiah 23, it begins by castigating the shepherds of the people who have used and abused their God-given power to scatter the flock rather than protect it. By contrast, God will gather remnant of the flock and will send a righteous branch who shall reign as king, whose kingship will be characterized by wisdom, by justice, and safety. The nature and exercise of kingly power, then, is on behalf of God's people rather than over against them. This moves to center stage in the Luke reading. For Jesus, our King is not one who saves himself, but one who saves others. And it's in the mocking words of the leaders, the soldiers, the unrepentant criminal, and in the inscription put over the cross that we, the readers of the story today, are faced with the nature of Jesus' kingship. The majesty of this king is revealed. In the story, we find someone deeply humiliated. We see a man who has to suffer injustice that harms him. And to say to this helpless man, "Help yourself," is to mock him. To call him the King of the Jews is to ridicule him. He's being tempted to be a different sort of king from his distinctive calling. But by his lack of response to the scoffers, Jesus clearly remains steadfast in fulfilling the divine will. In this world, the ideal is to be rich and beautiful and influential and successful and powerful. The pressure of this ideal is like an infection that overtakes those who strive for it. Jesus turns that ideal upside down. This king is quite different from what is typical of other rulers and leaders of the world. Jesus is the Messiah who saves others only by not saving himself. Only in the powerlessness of the cross can he demonstrate the authority that ultimately rescues criminals, scoffers, religious leaders. Refusing the voices of temptation, Jesus then defines for us what sort of king he really is, demonstrating that the constituting event of the Christian faith is not a power play that follows the rules and the logic of the power plays that we know exist in our own societies, where there is often retaliation or competition or self-protectiveness and the like. Instead, this ruler helps those who need his help, does not meet evil with evil, but he repays evil with good. He forgives the people who do not know the evil things they arrange by asking his Father in heaven to forgive them. And still more, Jesus allows someone condemned to implore him, who said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And this kingdom will not come in the remote future. It dawns already. The kingdom is here, now, today. And this kingdom is calling us, enabling us, strengthening us each day to be pilgrims of hope. Jesus says to the criminal who understood, the only one voice in that piece of reading that understood what was happening and was brave enough to be the only one that spoke up about it. As thus Jesus speaks to us, saying, "Today you will be with me in paradise." Jesus is like saying to the criminal and saying to us, we are pilgrims together, pilgrims of hope. A pilgrim is someone on a journey. In our journey of life, we all need that little spark called hope that keeps us going even when things are hard. We are pilgrims journeying together as family, as brothers and sisters, and as a community. A spiritual journey with both challenges and grace, seeking meaning and supporting one another through faith, through actions, and solidarity with one another. As we come to the end of this liturgical year, we are called to hit and press the pause button on our busy lives to restore and renew a climate of hope. We must fan the flame of hope that has been given to us each one and help everyone gain new strength with an open spirit, a trusting heart, and a far-sighted vision. These, of course, will not be found on swiping phones or surfing the internet or in any other object, maybe not even found in religion, because it is found in a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. So it's about connectedness, oneness, and commitment. We are invited to embrace and be renewed in the hope of Christ, a hope that does not disappoint. Imagine a reset button for the soul, a chance for a fresh start. Pilgrims, travelers, beacons, people of God, where are we heading? In this journey, where are we heading? What's in our luggage? What tools and resources are we taking? Or what need to be left behind so that we can travel lighter but with enough for the purpose of the journey? If you're the king or the CEO, the ruler in your family, in your community, the decision maker, how are you doing? How are we doing in our respective roles? Are we scattering the flock? Or are we dividing family? Or are we bringing together everyone into the fold, regardless of differences? Pilgrims, Jesus is the destination of our pilgrimage. Jesus is both the way and the path to be traveled. That's us, pilgrims of hope. Amen.